You're listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, some people have a hyper-strong sense of what is fair and what is not, and some of those people are our relatives. Also, some very old song lyrics that have become useful lately. And when are you going to get rid of that? Did I tell you I bought a Lazy Susan for my computer monitor?
No.
You know what those things are, right? You like put them at the middle of the table in the Chinese restaurants so everybody can have everything. Or my mother had one in the spice cabinet. It was a double-decker.
My mom had one in, I think she had them in like every cabinet.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of always felt bad for Susan, who was obviously not energetic. Hence, somebody named a thing after her.
Today's Karen.
Oh, Susan was today's Karen.
Sorry to all the Susans and Karens out there, but I always look at like a lot of people's last names too and wonder where that came from and why they don't change it. In particular, like, have you ever known anyone whose last name was Lipschitz?
Yes. I also thought
I would change that so fast.
It does seem like one of those ones that's sort of begging for a redo. But then again, when the Bears were winning and there was Dick Butkus, and I couldn't fathom that at all. I just
and there's a race car driver who, I don't know if he's still alive, but his name was Dick Trickle.
I remember that too.
I mean, those kinds of names, I'm just, after I'm done laughing,
the parents should be arrested.
I want to know why.
The parents should be arrested. That's really it. Yeah,
I don't have a middle name.
I know you've told.
That's been a struggle my whole life. I have no middle name. And some government agencies don't like that.
My small cutie has two middle names because I knew I wasn't going to have any more kids. So I just threw all the names in there like a big soup. Here, put that in there. Like a big jar of Prego spaghetti sauce. Yeah, put that one in there. And put that one in there. Poor kid. And then he goes to get a credit card and he gives them his full name and they say, "We're sorry, you can't have that." And the poor kid. And I said, "Look, it's on your birth announcement and it's on your birth certificate, so they can just go pound sand all those people who won't put your whole name on there. It's not fair." You're right. But the small cutie has a thing about stuff not being fair. You know, there's some people who really care about whether stuff is fair or not, and other people are like, "Yeah, well, whoever said life was fair." But
my youngest is exactly the same.
Yeah,
everything's not fair.
Well,
and I'm like, who decides what fair means?
Yeah,
maybe this is what you get.
The universe, universe is not a fair place. I mean, as a guy in radio used to say to me, in his big radio voice. Guy really dug a lot. He used to say, "Some hats have rabbits, some don't."
There you go.
We made a song for the little guy to sing in the, you know how you sing songs in the car? He was so whiny and complaining about things not being fair that we just made up the song. "It's just not fair. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. I just don't care. I don't know why." And we would slot in all the things that weren't fair. You know, "I like TV, but I can't watch it. It's just not fair. I just don't." So we hadn't thought of this song the small cutie is like in his 20s now, but he complained about something. And I said, "Do you remember that song?" He sang it. Came right out his mouth. It's like, oh, I imprinted something.
Well, when you get to be our age, I don't give a crap what's fair.
Well,
I'm taking all I can get and screw your fair.
Well, they really tried in preschool to inculcate kids with the idea that you didn't have to have everything be fair. And the way that they did that was with the greatest preschool expression of all time, which was, you get what you get and you don't get upset. So I don't know how that got undone by "It's Not Fair," because before the "It's Not Fair" thing started, there were 2 years of you get what you get and you don't get upset. But somehow that flew out the window when he became obsessed with what was fair.
I'm going to have to remember that for a few people
You get what you
in the
get.
front
And
of my brain
you
right
don't
now.
get upset.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not naming names, but if you're listening, you know who you are.
we had the Air and Water show here in town.
Woo! I know how much you love that.
Well,
Did your house shake?
I love the Air and Water show. Makes me feel very patriotic, but unfortunately, they have 2 days of practice plus 2 days of the show, and they turn around right over our house. And the dog, I like the Air and Water show, but the dog does not. So I am now on my third day of. I don't know what's worse, the Blue Angels or the dog going bananas. I'm ready to drug the dog.
Ooh, what kind of drugs?
Not telling you,
Yes.
or you'll fly out here. Not telling you anything. I know
Yeah,
you.
we
like,
had a big
"Huh?"
thunderstorm
Yes.
yesterday.
And
It
oh,
was our
good. You
first.
got some rain. Hallelujah.
It was our first big monsoon storm up here. A lot of thunder and lightning, but something struck really close to the house, and I
Ooh.
had to scrape both dogs up off the ceiling. I mean, they both because they were fine when the thunder and lightning was far away, but yeah, it hit really close. Then I had to look and make sure the kids were still their house was still standing.
Yeah. What happens when lightning hits one of those fancy house trailer things?
Uh, well, they have wheels.
Yeah. So it's like being in your car.
Yeah.
So even if you're like leaning against the stove, which is metal, you'll be fine.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, they said you couldn't talk on the phone in case of lightning hit.
You believe that?
My mom said it. It must be true.
No wonder you have a problem with social media. No wonder. You were raised for that. You were born this way, raised this way. I give my kids, you get what you get or you don't get upset. And then you got, don't talk on the phone in a lightning storm, your brains will melt.
I stopped myself from asking you if the air show planes were swooping up homeless people.
God. Oh, God. I hadn't even thought of that. I mean,
know,
without the show
that's
being
heartless.
political, the idea that they would show up in LA with people in the back of a Penske rental truck. And then you know what Penske had to say about it? You know what their comment on all? They said, you're not supposed to put people in the back of our truck.
Exactly.
And we're not, I mean, they didn't say we're not going to rent to them anymore. They just said it is our policy and we make it very clear that you're not supposed to carry people in the back of the box truck.
The Thunderbirds swooping up homeless people.
I hadn't thought about that. This is why I love doing the podcast with you, because these are things that I would never think of. Oh, they're supposed to just like lower a net and go over certain neighborhoods slowly? What?
I think they just take everyone.
Oh, God.
And then they look at them and drop them back down.
Oh, what a horrible. It just gets worse and worse. Okay, no politics. We're not going to do it.
I'm making myself cry.
But on the politics? In the morning, no.
They wake up.
Isn't that a Cole Porter song? Do you do the backstroke, dear? Kindly tell me if so. I do lots of swimming, dear, but in the morning, no. I'm trying to.
I don't know that
It's a
one.
whole. I think it's Cole Porter, and it's just the filthiest. But of course, it's all done with class and a pinky out. Now I have to pause the entire podcast
To ask
and
Jeeves.
research. Yeah, ask Jeeves. Okay, who wrote it? Cole Porter from Du Barry Was a Lady. There you go. Okay, I'm not.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. People sleep much better thanks to Google. They don't have to go, now, what was it? What, damn it, what was it? And like at 3 a.m, wake up remembering. You can remember right away so you can get a good night's sleep. That was another great line. The Jefferson, I forget if it was the airplane or the Starship, where Grace Slick screaming, bleep you, we do what we want, we want.
Well, Frank Zappa did a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, well, I have a lot of Frank Zappa quotes that
I
stuck
can
in
sing
my
a lot
head.
of Frank Zappa songs that the new FCC probably wouldn't like. And that could be one of our listeners.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes.
I have been quoting Frank Zappa to myself now relentlessly because of his great line, it can't happen here. It can't happen here. It
Yeah.
can't happen here.
Yep. Now you're treading that political line again. let's go back to this. When we
Yes.
got cut off the other day because I had such a crappy connection
Yes.
to wireless, this guy comes over and he's a regular guy. And I would guess he's in his 20s, maybe close to 30.
Okay.
And he's got the big holes in his ears.
Oh,
You
God. Your
know,
daughter
yeah,
used to have the big holes in her
yes.
ears.
Actually, both of my daughters
What the
did.
hell is that? Why?
Don't ask me.
I
I'm
don't,
not part of that
don't
generation.
understand it.
But
And
I
wait,
asked,
I still remember when your daughter posted on her socials that she had finally made it to some giant size hole in her ear. And I'm thinking, this is an accomplishment. This is you got, this was your hard work and effort here.
I know. I don't understand it. Actually, 3 out of my 4 kids were dedicated to that. And
It's
3 out of my 4
bizarre.
kids have tattoos. My youngest has the hamburger helper hand
Yes.
tattooed to her butt. It's on
Fortunately,
her right butt cheek.
she is not a
Stripper.
adult clubbed. Yeah.
It is kind of funny though to be having the hamburger helper guy slap your butt every day.
I don't want anybody slapping my butt. I spent a lifetime fighting guys who would have slapped my butt, and I don't need to go there. Maybe this is a generation of people who were raised when guys knew better than to slap their butt. So to them, it's quaint.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's back up.
Yes, the
to
guy,
with
the
the big
cable guy.
holes in his ears
Yeah.
that came over and like rewired everything. And as you can see, we have not lost signal once.
And you sound great. But can I also just say, I had a thought when you told me about the guy with the big gauges in his ears rewiring. I thought, I wonder if he pulls wire through those gauges in his
could.
ears.
He could. They're like as big as my glasses.
Oh,
for
God.
reals.
This is a generation that they count on us to be polite. They're counting on us to be, they get to be any way they want. And we would be considered rude if we took a look at their ears and vomited.
True.
And I want to so badly. I take a look at those giant holes in the gauges, those things that look like a sewer pipe has been installed in your ear. And I just want to throw up. But
Well, I want to know what they look like by the time they're our age. They're going to have like earlobes hanging to their knees. It's like their version of giant boobies, I guess.
I heard somebody complaining that their insurance wouldn't cover the restoration of their earlobes. And I'm like, really? Really? My insurance rates are supposed to pay for that?
None of my kids wear the big gauges anymore.
And at least with
And they do like kind of go back. Eve still wears them, not obnoxiously, but enough that like I would never do that.
Well, I mean, are we supposed to take it as like the artist's lens that you're supposed to focus on whatever you can see through the ear hole on the other side? I only want to pay attention to what can be seen through the giant hole in my ear.
You know, I'm more disturbed by facial piercings. Anyway,
The
guy comes over.
Is his name Jason? Because they're all named Jason.
Actually, I think it is.
They're always
not
named
kidding.
Jason. All named Jason.
Yes.
So Jason shows up.
And he fixes everything. And he's in here in the studio just making sure stuff's working.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you that I found this Charlie Daniels Band 8-track
Yes.
in a drawer the other day.
Yes.
And so, because I'm an idiot, I pick it up and I say, "Do you know what this is?"
No, you didn't.
I did. And his ear holes got bigger.
Ah!
That's a lie. But he didn't know what it was. And so I had to do, like the hand model. This is the 8-track tape, the newest in 1970s technology.
I think if you go on YouTube, there's probably a very long video of somebody explaining.
You know what? I had
the 8-track
I
tape.
actually had an 8-track player until about, I think, maybe 8 years ago when my husband finally made me get rid of it.
Wait, it was a home model because they were really mostly for your car.
Yeah, this was it was like a one-piece stereo that had the radio in it,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
turntable,
Yep.
and an 8-track player.
I remember that piece of gear at your house.
I used to put stuff on it.
it's a personality test, those all-in-one things, because some kinds of people just live with the parts that keep functioning even as the other parts shut down. And there are
Yes,
other
that's me.
people, that's you. And then there are other people where one part shuts down and it's all garbage immediately.
Yeah, as long as one piece of it works, it's good.
Would you flag that part of the tape for your husband, please?
No,
I will.
absolutely not.
Thanks for listening to the Turi Writers She Said What podcast. Assuming you like what you heard, you might want to leave us a good review and maybe pick up my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air, which you can get from your independent bookseller or that giant website that sells absolutely everything.